Okay, at this time, it is 4:35, and we're going to call the meeting to order for the Laverne Library Board, August the 12th, 4:30. We do have a quorum, so we will go ahead and, if everyone look over the minutes for the April 8th meeting, then we can vote on those. If I had time to look over the meeting minutes, did I get a?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from April 8th.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second. Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes?
Aye.
That passes, okay. Now to our order of business, we need to look at it, we need a motion to approve the physical calendar for the library, the 2013-14 calendar. I already glanced through.
At this time, may I explain some of the calendar?
Yes, please.
Or do we need to have a motion?
Yeah, I think we're
first?
missing.
Okay. If you will look at the calendar, what you are seeing is July through December 2013. We felt like going out a little bit further with us being a new team together and this being a new year for us. We did not want to spread it out so far that we're looking at new programming. So right now we just have July through December 2013. There will also be some adding of programs in here. We do not have our story times listed or any of our other programs. I mostly wanted to bring to your attention the closing dates. And if we could just go over the calendar. In July, of course, we've passed that, but we were closed for Independence Day. And then we did close on July 31st at noon. This was for a staff in service. In August, we did have National Night Out. The library participated in that, and we are here at our board meeting. If you will notice the last week of August, the 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th, the library will be closed for inventory. We have not done an inventory in about 3 years. We felt like now was the time to do this right after summer reading. We feel it, in one way, it's poor timing because of school just coming in session, but we feel like if we could just take this 1 week and get all the books in order, then it would just be much better from this point forth. We will be having staff hours of 8:30 to 5 p.m. that week. If you will notice, that runs into Labor Day weekend. The city does have 1 day for Labor Day, which is on Monday the 2nd, that we are closed. The library will also close on Saturday the 31st. That's just in case we need to finish up any inventory, and any full-time staff at that time will take a regular day off. That will be considered the regular day off that week. So we will not be having 2 days off. Our staff will be having a regular day off on that time. In September, we are closed for Labor Day on the 2nd. We go into Old Timers Festival on the 13th, 14th, and 15th. The library will close on Saturday, the 14th, because we do participate in Old Timers Festival. And I made a few notes there at the bottom. All of our story times, our English speaking for other languages, and our GED classes will begin in September. We'll be having a Medicare seminar on September the 19th, and Mr. A.C. Puckett will be doing a Laverne history presentation on September the 28th. All of this will be on our schedule with our times. In October, it looks like we close a lot. It just seems to have fallen that way recently. We will close on the 9th. This is for staff in service in order to get prepared for our fall book sale. We will be having our fall book sale 2 days this time. We usually do 1 day, but we feel like that so many people miss out on the opportunity. The library will be open those days, And we usually have a lot of books left over that we end up then donating to other causes. So we thought we would just go ahead and try 2 days for the fall and see how that works. The 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, we're going to be offering a Trail of Tears documentaries. This is leading up to the Remembrance of Trail of Tears. It's going to be happening on October the 26th at Youth Incorporated. And we just felt like as a library we have a lot that we can offer. We're going to be doing a showing of the documentary. We will be having books out, and we're hoping to have some guest speakers during that week. We will also take part in the trick-or-treating in the park on the 26th. And our Grow Scrub is under renovation. We do Grow Scrub every year. This is where we offer unusual and gross foods, not gross tasting, but gross looking foods to the children. The staff's getting excited. They're wanting to expand that a little bit to maybe having a pumpkin decorating contest and just incorporate a little bit more into that. So that's under renovation, and we will be announcing the date and more of the event a little bit later on. In November, we are closed Thursday, Friday for the Thanksgiving holiday. We will be closed Saturday, and full-time staff will take that as an RDO. In December, we'll participate in the City of Laverne Parade of Lights. The library will remain open. On the 14th, we'll have our Magic of Santa. The library will be closed on the 24th and the 25th. This is following the city schedule. The library will be closed on the 31st. Full-time staff will take that as an RDO, and then we will be closed on the 1st. Then we will be back to full operating schedule. Any questions about the calendar?
It's like some fun things that'll be happening at the library. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the 2013 calendar year for
I'll
the
make a
library?
motion to pass the 2013 calendar for the library.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, now we need to discuss the 2014 technology grant. This is a grant that, we submit every year. I don't think there's a lot different, but if anyone has any questions on that, Donna can
And I'll be happy to
address that, or
I will
or
defer
Glenn
to
can-
Glenn.
Glenn can
is
address this,
fabulous with
grant.
doing our grants for us. So Glenn, if you'd like to just explain a little bit about our grant.
Yes, we're asking for software upgrade for the patron computers, which are the public computers, to allow us to move all those to Windows 7. That's $1,195 to do that, and this is a matching grant, half and half. We're also asking for a switch upgrade, which is about $7,800. We'll get half of that, and then also 4 more computers that would replace the Dell computers in the adult area right there in the front. When you come in to your left there, as you go toward the reference desk, it would upgrade those to the Think Centers that we have currently on the state contract that we have at the reference desk and circulation desk now. They've been working out well. You will notice on this sheet that it's been marked out and a different figure has been added, and that was because when I submitted this, I thought that since it was a 50-50 matching grant, they would only match half of what the computer cost would be, and the computer costs were well under $700. They would only be about $500. So that's what I used as the figures, but the state called and said no, we were entitled to use the full $350 amount as a buffer in case the price went up. If it didn't, we would just not use that amount of money. This grant, you do not get the money up front anyway. You turn in your receipts, and then they reimburse it at half. So it comes out, it's probably going to come out the same, but it does give us a little buffer in there if we have to. So that's the amendments you see on there.
Any questions on that? Okay, can I ask for a motion to, oh, we don't have to make a motion on this.
It's already been
This has already been
submitted.
decided and it's gonna be done.
We just wanted to make sure that the board was aware of our grant.
Yeah, the board should realize the library does get that grant every year, and that's really a good help financially for
It
the
does
library.
Go through the Board of Mayor and Aldermen
Right,
and
just-
was approved, yes.
Okay, now, we have a discussion, there's some books laid out here, I guess Donna wants us to look at, the criteria for accessing damaged books.
Okay, Paula and I wanted to bring this item agenda to you. We have a lot of books. About 2 years ago, a push was given to go through each book, and if there was any damage, to take that book off the shelf and go back to look who had last used that book or who they could determine had used the book and deem it damaged and then put that on the patron's account. Some of the books, as Paula and I were going through, we feel like we could put back on the shelf. We do not feel like it's total damage. We feel like that there is some day-to-day wear and tear on the books, and we had some patrons who were very upset, unsure of why they were being charged for these books, and rightly so in many cases. Now, in many cases, when they came back with a book that was half chewed up by a spot, we understand that that is a damaged book. So I wanted you all just to take a look at those books, and if it's okay, I'm going to approach
Go ahead.
up here, and
This one looks like.
I'm just wanting to get your thoughts on what you consider as damaged books.
This one's damaged, but I don't know
I mean,
that
you can
it's
still
not
use
beyond
it.
using,
Right.
'cause
Okay,
Yeah.
This one
right,
also.
you'll just look through and
it
just,
looks like a little mouse. Looks like a little mouse, might have chewed on it a little bit, but,
This one looks like the corner may have gotten wet
Wet,
and kind of
that's-
stuck together, but
as long as
it's
it,
perfectly
Yeah.
readable.
are these some of the ones that were pulled?
these were on the damaged shelf. I went to the damaged shelf and pulled these. These have been taken off of our shelves and been put on patrons' accounts to pay for the books.
Why would this
I don't see
one- I
anything
don't see
wrong
why
with
this
either
one
of
would be
these two
pulled at
books.
all.
And I did not go through and pick out the best ones or the worst ones. I just went through and
And
got
just
a
grabbed
handful
some.
and pulled out.
I mean, it's a little, a little bit of wear and tear,
But that's just
but
reading.
But we
it's
get
a
those at
library. I
home
mean,
from reading them.
everybody
Yeah,
is
we use them.
reading them. They're not, I don't see
Yeah, I don't see
anything other than
wrong
maybe a
with
little
this one.
watermark or something right there and maybe
Like
one
this
right there.
Okay.
Some damage, what's the character?
I can see this.
Yes, okay.
I can see this where somebody has actually cut out
Yeah, that's,
something.
that's,
would be considered a
That's
Now,
damaged.
that one,
Yeah,
I would
that's
expect somebody to pay for
on,
that.
that's on purpose too. That's,
Yeah,
that's
it's
not
obvious somebody
accidentally
cut
ripping a
out a
page.
part of that book they wanted.
was it a recipe?
And I've
What's in
seen
there?
that with
No.
recipe books, yeah.
That wasn't a
Yes.
recipe.
They would, I've seen
Well,
those
now-
before too.
You can always lay a recipe book on top of a
And-
copier
and
and make a
copy it,
copy.
'cause I have
But
one.
I've seen
Yeah,
myself.
this one's missing some pages, but it's actually just the index.
And I have the right person here today that could address some questions if you have it. Mary is our book repair person.
Anything wrong with this one?
She, in fact, is our book repair queen. She can repair just about anything. And since I've been there,
that's-
she has taken several books that we had on damage that I felt we really did not need to charge the patrons. Gave it to her. If it's like some writing in the back, she will very carefully take out that one page. If it's something on the front, she will repair and, laminate. Now, she doesn't want to totally be book repair all the time, but if it's something that she could do quickly, I feel that we have a treasure in that and that we can keep these books on the shelf and circulating.
I know Mary is, I brought a book to her one time that had a torn out page, and you actually went down to Smyrna Library, checked out the same book, made a copy of that page, and put that page back in that book, and it was such a good job, you could not even tell that that page was different. I mean, She's the queen.
She's very amazing. And like I said, I did not pick out just the best books or the worst books. So if it's very obvious damage, yes, we feel that we need to consider that damage. But I also would like to look back in the book's history. And if it was the very only one person that checked it out, and we can say, yes, this book was new when you checked it out, and this is what has happened, I feel that we can rightfully say we would like for you to pay for the damaged book. But if it is 5, 6, 7 years old, and, water stains, we don't know if, Miss Jane poured water on it or who did. So what Paul and I are kind of going for, we wanted just to get your thoughts on it. If you can read the books, the pages are legible and you can read, there's not really hideous stains, if it's not torn out, we're all for putting that book back on the shelf. If it's for something that Mary can repair in a short amount of time without taking up too much of her time, we want to get the book back on the shelf. But if it's obvious abuse to the book or someone who just didn't really care about it, definitely would want to.
Do you have several that look at them that determine if it needs to be pulled off the shelf? I'm trying to just,
Okay.
this is flooring me. I mean,
What had happened?
I'm a little shocked with, how some of these books got pulled.
There was a push 2 years ago that the books be assessed. So when any book came into the library, before or right after it was checked in, the staff were to go through the books page by page and look for any damage or spots or water stains or anything that they deemed might be. And there was a lot of pressure to make sure that all of our books were in really good condition. So then that's how the books got put to the side. And then the director would go through and say, yes, it was damaged, and then that's when it was put on the damaged shelf and it was assessed to the patron's account. We do need to look and, through the books to make sure that we don't have a lot of major damage. And if there's writing in the books, the staff is really good about putting a message. We can put a message on that book. So if a child happens to scribble on a page and Mary can't take her magic eraser and get it off, then we can put on in the message, book has a scribble on page 29. So the next time that book is checked out, that patron is not assessed with that damage.
Right.
What we're trying to get back to is where there's not, right now we have 7 full shelves of damaged books. We're getting ready to do inventory. We need to inventory these books, so we're trying to go through and truly see what's damaged and what's not.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Is there a lot of cost, with so many books, is there a lot of a cost to repair those books over time?
Mary, you can answer that one.
I guess the major thing that I use is Countess Book Glue. Comes in a big bottle. You can almost repair anything with that. And we do not spend a lot of money on book repair. It's just tape or book tape or glue or, it's book tape and glue.
So I would say if most of the books are like this and water damage, things that you really can't repair. I see this one's been laminated, but it looks like a really good job and it doesn't cost a bunch of money. So, having one person pay for a whole book, if the last person, that checked the book out, if there's some damage, I would say charge them some money, but have a set amount for a damage return or something like that. Even as low as 50 cents. If the glue doesn't cost a bunch of money, that would at least help cover the cost, and we would be able to use the books again and put them on the shelf.
And that might make people pay closer attention to taking care of them if they know that they can be assessed the damage, but
Yeah, they won't let their dogs
But an
necessarily.
entire book,
Yeah, exactly.
that's excessive in my
And
opinion.
that
When you get
makes
to
a
that
lot of
point, I think people
sense.
don't care about it as much.
Right.
Because if it's a little damage,
Right.
it might as well be all the way damaged. I mean, sadly, but that's the way some people think.
If it's damaged where it can't be repaired, then maybe you should look at, charging them something for the book. But if it can be repaired, I almost think that's a cost of doing business.
It's an
At-
operational
yeah,
cost.
I mean, it's going to happen. Everything you do, something's going to get broken at some
Absolutely.
point, and it just so happens to be books. And if it's a piece of tape, that's really nothing. I mean, an office supply, really. But if it's something deliberate, like the cutting out, or someone
Right.
has dropped it in a swimming pool, or something, then that's a little different. Like you said, you can't really repair water damage,
Right.
and then maybe you should, say, look, we can't fix this book.
And this is what I was looking for, that you all allow us to use our common sense, use our heads, and if it's one person who looks at it and we think it's damaged, I think have 2 or 3 other people and get some feedback. That's what Paul and I have been doing lately, and it seems to be working.
And it might be beneficial to have someone else learn how to help fix the book so that you're not just asking Mary to do it all.
Right. Well, we
Let
have,
someone else.
Mary
I
loves her
understand
book
that,
repair.
but, it sounds like y'all got several books that might take a lot of time, and it might be beneficial to have some help to fix
Right.
any of the books. But
But there might not really be that many damaged.
that was
They
just
go look
true.
at these.
And that's
Nothing's
true.
wrong with
And
these
some of them
books.
might just need a good eraser or,
Right.
And Mary
Or
has this
some,
wonderful soft eraser that she goes through. And I was very proud of Paula. There was a children's book, and you know how children love to look and then take an ink pen or a pen, and they're writing the remainder of the book. They're writing their own ending to the book.
yeah.
And there was one page that was scribbled on pretty badly, but the rest of the book was fine. And so Paula said, I just want to show the mom, let her be aware of it, and just use this as a teachable moment. And she did, and the mom said, I am so glad you brought this to me. So we, she knows now. We're educating our patrons, which is what we need to do also. So I think if we educate them in a positive manner, that I think it will work out better. Okay.
Yes, I do. I agree with that.
Well, I look forward to in October coming back and letting you know that our damaged books have all been taken care of, and that as we get damaged books, that we don't have all these shelves full, and that Mary is able to take care of what she needs. And if she needs help, I know that she will teach one of us who are teachable to do the damaged books.
Will you still have the staff look through them as they come in to as
At this
detailed?
point, I think they're very conditioned to look through them, because over summer reading, I had said, you guys do not have to take the time to go through each book. And they're conditioned at this point where if they don't, they feel like they haven't done their job. So they're still looking through, and that's fine, and we still will, because we may find books like this, but it will not be to where we are just
Right.
being extremely picky.
Anything else? Aaron?
I have a question. What do you do with the damaged books like that?
In the past, if the person paid for the damaged book, then they can have the book back. Most of the patrons who paid for the book do not want it back, and so it goes into Gov Deals. We box it up and then we sell it on our online auction because it was bought with library monies.
So if you don't get the money from the patron?
Then we're out that money.
That's all.
Any other discussion? Well, then, I guess we will adjourn this meeting until the next meeting will be Monday, October the 14th. Thank you.